There's another changeup.
Ball 4.
And he lost him on ball 4. I think he shook off of the change.
Yeah, went heater away.
And missed.
Now this is something to watch right here. Rossi's getting all over Erich Bacchus, the 30-year-old rookie umpire. This is the first test. Let's see how he handles it. A lot of it will be, can he control this game, and what will his body language do early on?
In a vacuum, you see the replay and you say, yeah, that pitch was clearly outside. Great call. What's going on? Stay tuned. So there it is. The first pitch that was outside was called a ball. This one was called a strike. Fairly similar locations. They're never, quote, the same pitch. They're never exactly the same, but they're similar. Did David Ross get a strike call here that he otherwise wouldn't have gotten? Does Mike Shildt have a case? Stay tuned for more.
And go get Bader.
Oh boy, out to center field, well hit. Hat with room to steal.
That ends the third. Here's the Cubs' first at-bat since that dispute.
Leads things off in the visitors' fourth. And takes a high strike from Wainwright, 0-1. OPS, homers, runs scored. It just gets harder to envision a scenario. I think somebody's just been run from the game. I think Rossi just got tossed. We'll table that thought on Bryant. David Ross has been ejected from the game for the second time this year, making his thoughts known on Erich Bacchus' strike zone tonight.
Yeah, man, we talked about things to watch in this game as Erich Bacchus, the 30-year-old rookie umpire. How is he gonna, how's he gonna do to this first test, right? And he's been a little bit inconsistent, and Ross just had enough.
And a swing and a miss by Bryant. Man.
You often talk about players getting butterflies when there's young national TV. This is only his 16th game back there, so there's nerves. And here's the toss.
Well, he's been hearing it for an inning or so from Ross, and so we mentioned that's the second time that Rossi's been ejected this year. As the curveball's taken for a strike.
As Bacchus calls another pitch off the plate a strike, they show the K zone. Again, margin of error, but still we're getting outside pitches called strikes. When you go back and you look at the game film and the pitches, this will be a theme. And as umpires at this level, you are actually able to see tendencies. This is what they wanted with the educational program, the ability to see certain tendencies like this. So for Bacchus, as far as the be better idea, he's going to be able to actually see the tendencies of that outside pitch so that ideally the adjustment gets made so that's not necessarily called a strike in the future.
The other thing to notice, Erich Bacchus, only 5'7", 170 pounds. When you think about umpires, a lot of them are very tall. 5'7" is not the profile for a major league umpire. You have Tim McCullen, Jordan Baker, Jerry Lane, Ted Barrett. So many of them are over 6'2", 6'3". In some cases, like Baker, 6'7", McCullen, 6'6". So as a shorter umpire, it's tougher to see over catchers, especially a tall catcher like a Sandy Alomar or a Joe Mauer.
Careful, Icarus, that's getting dangerously close to discrimination. We talked about how MLB has had a dreadful time recruiting women to be umpires, and saying things like 5'7" is too short to be an umpire sounds mighty exclusionary when the average height of an American assigned female at birth is just 5'4". Careful. I wonder if A-Rod has any more enlightened commentary for us.
High breaking ball, getting the upper quadrant of the strike zone. And to me, that pitch is a ball because it's coming in from north to south. If it's a fastball, maybe.
Back up. We're mad at Bacchus for calling a pitch off the plate a strike. I get that because it was off the plate. But now we're also mad at Bacchus for calling a breaking ball that traversed the top of the strike zone a strike because it entered the strike zone the wrong way? Unfortunately, A-Rod planted the idea that the umpire's incompetent, so now they're saying things like,
did you ever play for a team that had a manager and a bench coach run from the same game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, remember, Lupinella was my manager for a long time.
Of course. So then it becomes like third in command.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a base coach. Sometimes it's a hitting coach. It's right. It just depends on the club at that point.
Yeah. I mean, for us in Seattle, it would be like Mejias, our first base coach, Sam Perlazo.
Ball 4 to Contreras. He's the second Cubs base runner tonight. Yeah, I'm not gonna speculate, Buster. Would you know if Andy Green gets tossed from this game, who's next?
Oh, wow.
Let's play the guessing game.
I don't know, but I kind of wonder if we've seen the last ejection. I don't know if you count Wilson Contreras there. After ball 4, he turned directly and stared at the home plate umpire before heading to first base.
If anything, Bacchus is calling the top of the zone extraordinarily well in this game. His calls have been on point at the top of the zone, yet the top of the zone calls are the ones that the broadcasters are now criticizing him for. We talked about the outside pitch tendency, the ejection after the low pitch. He'll learn from that stuff, but the top of the zone, if anything, that's Bacchus's greatest strength right now. It seems odd for the broadcast team to pick on him for that, given what else has occurred in this game.
Saying, you're sure, right? Only missed by 1.5 feet. You're sure?
Clayton Kershaw had a 4.26 ERA his rookie year. It took until his third season in the big leagues to get a winning record. There's a learning curve. It takes time to get better. You can't rush it, but it will happen. You have to start somewhere, even if it's with a national TV audience.
I mean, pitch to pitch, he looks different tonight.
One thing that's consistent, first pitch strikes for him all night long.
It's a 2-0 count, A-Rod.